Hello guys, this is Roy69501 and welcome to my channel. Well, this is another short video about Superman's 75th anniversary pet project. And this one is going to be another two comic book story arc, which is kind of fun. I'm not kidding. But the comic I'm going to display, well, this one is from 1999 and it is Nightwing issue number 26 with Huntress on the cover and Nightwing. Check that out. Awesome, huh? Oh, put it here. Okay. Well, the two-part story arc I'm going to read, that I'm going to give you my reviews and my thoughts, is called Night of the Bat. Here's part 1, which is Superman, the Man of Steel, and Robin, issue 14. Check that out. Awesome, huh? Check that out. And this is from 1992. Let me put something here first. Okay, let me put this one here. Okay. Yeah. And the second part is Superman issue 70, Superman and Robin issue number 70, Night of the Bat part 2. Check that out. Awesome, huh? Well, what can I say? Well, this is Vampire in Metropolis. I'm not kidding. Well, this is a vampire that his name is Baron Ruthven. He's a techno-vampire. Well, techno-vampire in the sense that, well, this is a regular vampire. He has all the powers as the vampires as we know on the movies. You know, garlic, holy water, trust, stick of glue, the heart, sunlight, and all that. But this vampire, he is very smart. He creates artificial skin that will mold to his skin. Also, he has the power to change shapes. Shapes changing, I think. It can change the face any way that he wants to. So that artificial skin will mold to whatever the shapes that he wants to turn to, including mist. So he can turn into a mist, and his skin will do the same thing. I don't know. He also uses an armor, kind of like Iron Man, but without all the gadgets. So the thing is that this Baron Ruthven, he went to Metropolis because he wants to create an army of vampires. The thing is that his first victim, well, one of the victims, although Robin, he went to Metropolis. So I believe that this story starts in the Robin series, which I don't have it. So I don't know what specific issue it starts, because over here Robin says that he's being the same victim that being infected by vampire. Well, in Gotham City, same thing happened in Metropolis. So that's why Robin went to Metropolis. So being in Metropolis, one of the victims of that vampire happens to be Lucy Lane, which happens to be the girlfriend of Jimmy Olsen, or future girlfriend. Actually, it's Jimmy Olsen's girlfriend. So the vampire, she was watching a TV show, one of those old black and white vampire movies. I think it's I'm not sure the name of the actor. I think it's Bela Lugosi or the one before. I'm not sure, but also we get to have all those classic vampires. We get to have it here on this comic book, which is fun. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. No, wait, it's not this one. Ah. I don't know the name of this actor, but I think it's Bela Lugosi. I think Hippie Collectibles will know the name of this actor that used to play one of those old black and white vampires movies. So he changed shape into that character and knocked out Jimmy Olsen and kidnapped Lucy Lane and bites her. And we will go, and also there's a vampire movie, really old black and white silent movie, which happened to be right here. Check this out over here. I don't know if you can see it. That looks like a rabbit over here. I believe that's one of the earliest vampires, black and white silent movies. Oh, and also that looks like the vampire from this 1980s movie, Salem Lot, I think it is. Oh, some mixture. Well, anyway, so he gets to grab her and bites her, and Jimmy Olsen save him. Actually, save her. So the vampire just flew away. So he's talking to Lois Lane about, well, look, my girlfriend or your sister, she got bitten by a vampire. Lois Lane says, well, that's impossible because vampires do not exist. Well, I don't know why she says that, because she have a guy flying around which happened to be Superman. Why not believe in vampires? I know. So Robin goes to Metropolis, chasing the clues about that virus, vampire virus. They believe it's a vampire virus, not actually a vampire. So he goes, and finally, so Jimmy Olsen, after seeing what happened to his girlfriend, so he decides to become a vampire slayer. I'm not kidding. It's a mixture between the movies Fright Night, the original one. Okay, you take the movie Fright Night, and you take Punisher, and you take Rambo, and maybe a little bit touch of Chuck Norris, and you got Jimmy Olsen, Vampire Slayer, because he has a suit with cross, holy water, garlic, wooden stick, big hammer. I mean, he's ready to kick ass. I'm not kidding. Look. Over here. Look at that. So, basically, well, you know, they finally, so he sees the vampire, and this time, and then Jimmy Olsen fights the vampire, but the vampire is not the vampire. Actually, it's Robin. So that's the first time where Robin and Jimmy Olsen meet each other. And Superman show, and so Jimmy Olsen and Robin finally confront Baron Rutten, or Dr. Rutten, the vampire. And they have a big fight. They both got knocked out. Superman shows up and saved the day. But the thing is that this vampire is magic based, which we all know that Superman is not, he cannot do anything against magic. So Superman take the vampire. Metropolis was a night, so he took the vampire and flew away to the other side of the world, well, where there was sun. So supposed to he dead. The vampire died, but he didn't die. He didn't die because he come back over here on the second part of the story. So Lucy Lane, she's already infected with the vampire's poison or whatever you want to call it. So Jimmy Olsen, he's at the hospital because fighting the vampire. Robin was going to use a stick to stab the vampire, but the vampire used Jimmy Olsen as a shield. So instead, Robin stabbing the vampire, he stabbed Jimmy Olsen on the shoulder. So Jimmy Olsen now he's on the hospital. So not only that since the vampires being in Metropolis and infecting, biting a lot of people, we all know that they are not dead. So one of the servants of Satanus, actually Satanus Blaze, or Blaze Satanus, from hell. One of her servants tell her, because there are different, we got two different stories here that actually goes together with the main story of the vampire. So Satanus Blaze, or Blaze Satanus, she noticed, one of her servants noticed that her soul counts being down. She's not getting too many souls into hell. Although with so many people dying in Metropolis because of the vampire, the souls doesn't go nowhere. So she finds out that this is the vampire's doing. And she said, well, I'm gonna do something about it. So here we get to see Superman that saved the life of Sam Foswell. Sam Foswell, he was the main guy of the Daily Planet before Perry White. So he's trying to kill himself. I don't know why. So basically, the vampires go after Lucy Lane and finally bites her again and take it to the cemetery where there's a big army of future vampires. Jimmy Olsen and Robin go to the cemetery to save Lucy Lane and try to kill the vampire. And they got the Superman's attention by blowing up Jimmy Olsen's car. Because the vampire crushed Jimmy Olsen's watch to call Superman. So there's a big fight. Superman finally shows up. There's a big fight going on. Superman versus the vampire. And the vampire almost was close to turn Superman into a vampire. When Satanus Blaze from hell sees that, what she does, she used like a bright light from hell to kill the vampires. And that's how Superman got saved by the vampire. But Superman was destined to become a vampire. The thing is that Satanus Blaze saved his life because she wants to have Superman's soul for herself in hell. Not a vampire, not to Luthor, not to anybody, but to herself. She wants to have Superman as a pet. Kind of like a pet. So actually, the bad guy saves Superman because she wants to have Superman for herself, which I believe that she has kind of like a little bit of crush on Superman. So nobody knows where that blood light came from, but the vampire part of him is still inside of one of his victims, so he's not dead. So the end of the story goes that the editor of some other magazine offered Maxwell a job. That's how Perry White became the main boss or the main editor for the Daily Planet. So Sam Foswell has become the new editor of a magazine, which the owner of that magazine happens to be the brother of Blaze. Because that guy of the magazine happened to be Satanus. I mean, back then in the 80s to the 90s Superman books, they were awesome. You have a lot of different stories in one. I mean, it was so well written. I mean, not just concentrate on Superman. But, I mean, it's fun. Well, overall, this story I will give it 4 out of 5. It was fun. It was a little bit cheesy, maybe. You know, it reminds me of the movie Frag Night. and we get to see the classic vampires in there, Bela Lugosi or the other guy. It was fun. It was a fun read. Love the covers though. Look at those covers. Awesome covers. So that's a 4 out of 5. It was fun. You know, one of those short, really good stories, you know. Not too much, not too less. So after that small story arc, Satanus Blaze War will start. So that's another story arc, which I believe is a 7-part or 6-part. I don't know. I had to check them out and see. Well, guys, this is it. I hope that you like my video and another video of Superman 75th Anniversary Pet Project. Till then, bye.